Hasna Ejamjiran. My topic is local communication in multicultural setting. So, ang local communication in multicultural setting refers to the exchange of information, ideas, and message within a specific community or location where people from diverse cultural backgrounds interact. It involves using effective communication strategies that consider cultural difference in language, gesture, norms, and values to foster understanding and collaboration. So, ang verbal communication is using a common language or employing interpreters to bridge language gaps. Ang non-verbal communication naman is being aware of cultural variation in body language, eye contact, gesture, and facial expression. So, example, a local communication in multicultural setting could be a community health campaign in diverse neighborhood. Like example, cultural sensitivity, respect culture beliefs about health by involving religious or cultural leaders to endorse the message. Chan Lewis in Successful Communication in Multicultural Environment emphasized the importance of nonverbal expression in effective communication across diverse cultural settings. He highlights the secondary channel like smell, movement, posture, facial expression, and action can convey an intended message. He also points out how assumption can misleading using the example of a person riding a bicycle. While it may suggest poverty or low social status and or revoke license.
I'm Hanifa Harisin, the next reporter. So we're talking about simple ways to communicate better, especially in diverse settings where people may have different language, cultures, or way of expressing themselves. So use simple language and avoid confusion, like instead of saying, let's synchronize our efforts to optimize workflow efficiency, you can say, let's work together to make things run smoothly. Avoid slang or abbreviations like BRB, which means be right back when talking to someone or unfamiliar with you. Be patient and listen actively. So if you don't understand, ask once or twice. So if it's still unclear, you can say, can you explain that in another way? Or pwede kang magtanong na para mas maintindihan mo 'yan. Like, for example, if you have a classmate from another country, explain something in a way you don't understand. Instead of getting frustrated, you can ask them. So, respect culture differences. Different culture have different communication styles. Some people may speak softly, while others may be more direct. So, good communication is about being clear, patient, and open-minded. By following these simple steps, we can avoid misunderstandings and connect better with people from different backgrounds. This approach keeps an explanation engaging, easy to understand.
Language issue. Although English may always be the language of the office, it doesn't mean everyone is totally confident it is used. Issue resulting from this include non-native English speaker may be more reluctant to express themselves freely. Non-native speaker may not always be able to express themselves in the manner they intended. Everyone, so language issue. Yung language issue is minsan kahit English ang ginagamit sa office, hindi ibig sabihin lahat ng tao confident dito. May mga hindi native speaker na nahirapan silang ipahayag ang gusto nilang sabihin. Kaya minsan parang rude or mali ang dating ng sinasabi nila. Meron din mga tao na hindi sila sanay na magsalita ng English, kaya minsan nahirapan silang makipag-communicate or makipag-socialize sa mga ibang tao. Meron din, lalo na kung mali yung salita na ginagamit natin. Meron ding mga tao na gumagamit sila ng kilos or body language para lang pakikipag-usap or pakipag-socialize sa mga tao. Conflict resolution issue. Different culture approach conflict and disagreements in sometimes very contrasting way. Some culture accept that conflict occurs in the natural order of things and that when it does, it needs to be addressed in a direct and upfront manner. Other culture, however, uncomfortable with open disagreement and will do their best to avoid it in order to save face and not put people in uncomfortable positions. Conflict resolution issue, iba-iba ang paraan ng bawat culture sa pagharap ng conflict o hindi pagkasundo. So, may mga tao sanay sa harapan, pag-uusap at gustong mabilis or maayos ang problema. Pero may iba naman, iniiwasan ang sagutan para hindi mapahiya or makasakit ng damdamin ng iba.
Good evening, everyone. I am Raida Haping. So today I will be discussing the cultural communication in multicultural settings. So gender issue, every culture or society has its own way of understanding gender roles and behaves according to these beliefs. So what is acceptable in one culture might be offensive in another. So this can affect how a team works together, especially when members have a very different views about gender roles. So ang paraan ng pakikitungo ng men and women kung sino ang may authority at paano hinahati ang mga responsibilities ay nai-influence ng cultural views tungkol sa gender. So, para maiwasan ang problem na to is mas mabuting pag-usapan ito ng direct at magkasundo kung paano ito i-handle sa loob ng company. So, decision-making issues. So, iba't ibang culture ang may sariling style sa paggawa ng decision at expectation kung paano ito dapat gawin. Example is consensus. So, lahat ng team members ay kailangang magbigay ng opinion at magkasundo sa isang decision matapos ang logical na discussion. So, second is majority rule. Ang decision ng mas nakakarami ang masusunod. Walang masyadong debate para hindi masayang ang oras. So, next is leader decision. Sa ibang culture, expected na ang leader or pinaka-senior na tao ang gagawa ng final decision, hindi ang buong team. So, para maiwasan ang kalituhan, kailangan magkasundo ang team na sa malinaw na paraan ng paggawa ng desisyon na matatanggap ng lahat.
So, good evening, sir. My name is Sir Haida L. Jimboy from BSN 1G. So, my topic is varieties in spoken language. So, spoken language is a language provided by articulate sounds as opposed to a written language. Many languages have no written form and so are only spoken. So, slang, ethnic, and vulgar language. Every language comes with a set of words have multiple meaning and depending upon the situation in which you are them. Multiple and interpreted texts As well, these words are called slangs, and are native to a particular region. So, what are the varieties in spoken? So, these include Pidgins, Creoles, regional dialects, minority dialects, and indigenous varieties. Okay? Many people think that these varieties are just incorrect ways of speaking, but they're not. They're just different. Okay? Like tulad po ng slang, ethnic, and vulgar language. So, example, ako, yung pagsasalita ko is slang. So, akala ng ibang tao yung sinasabi ko is mali. Pero hindi po yun mali kasi yung slang, yung pagsasalita ko slang ay kakaiba sa mga normal na tao. Di ba po, yung slang is maarte, pang professional yung pagsasalita. So, pag nagsasalita po ako ng slang, syempre, hindi po yun maiintindihan ng ibang tao. Kasi po, parang yung pagsasalita ng slang, maarte, tapos parang hindi naiintindihan. So, yun lang po yung hindi siya kakaiba, pero iba lang yung pagsasalita, yung sounds, yung pagdadala ng ang salita.
Good evening, sir. I'm Amina Ijalalu. My topic is literary spoken English. So, this is the language used in magazine and newspaper. The stress is more on communicating with a large sections of the crowd. The speech follows all rules of grammar, and yet the words used are simple and common. So, literary spoken English refers to a style of speaking that is characterized by formal tone, complex sentence structure, vocabulary precision, grammar accuracy, eloquent expression. So, example of literary spoken English. So, as I wandered through the desolate landscape, the whisper of the wind echoed through my mind, a haunting melody that seems to reverberate deep within my soul. So that's example of literary spoken English. So note that literary spoken English is not typically used in everyday conversations, but rather in formal speechless, lecture, or literary readings. Next is conversational spoken English. So this English is the widely used in daily conversations where rules of grammar are more relaxed. Stress is more on just getting a message across. Sentence might be dropped halfway on realizing that listener has gotten the message. So, here are some key features of conversational spoken English. So, number 1, informal tone, colloquial expressions, 3, contractions, everyday vocabulary, 4, 5, relaxed grammar rules, 6, filler words, and 7, idiomatic language. So, example of conversational spoken English. Hey, what's up? How was your weekend? I'm so tired today. I only got a few hours asleep. Want to grab lunch together? I know a great spot nearby. So that's the example of conversational spoken English. So, conversational spoken English is typically used in casual conversations with friends or family, everyday interactions like ordering food or chatting with neighbor, informal meeting or social gatherings, online communities, social media, or text messaging. So,
Good day everyone, I am Saria Ayhanin. So my topic is all about the varieties of written language. So, i-explain ko na po siya kaagad. So, yung written language po ay may mga characteristic na hindi natin makikita sa spoken language. First, yung pagiging organized po. Organized po yung written language and deliberate in choosing words. Second, it is usually presented in a monologue format, kaya maaring mapanatili and ma-review over time. So, written language also has specific characteristics. First, the exact nature of the utterance or the abundance of all kinds of connecting words. Written language is precise and clear in its expression and ginagamitan po siya ng connecting words tulad ng and, because, and, but. So, example, studying is important because it provides knowledge and skills. So, yung connecting words po dito is yung because and yung and. Next, bookish space wasters or despite the fact reach a decision. Written language use formal phrases and madalas hindi po siya gaano ginagamit yung words na to, hindi po siya gaano ginagamit sa spoken language. So, example of this, in spite of the fact. So, example, in spite of the fact that studying is difficult, it provides numerous benefits. So, yung in spite of the fact po dito, hindi po siya gaano ginagamit sa spoken language. Next, the use of complicated sentences, sentence units, or long periods are more frequent than short utterances. Written language uses complex sentences with intricate structures. It more frequently employs complicated sentences than short statements. Example, studying is a process that provides knowledge and skills which students need to succeed in their lives. So, yon po yung characteristic ng written language. So, written language should have coherence or logical connection of ideas and unity or clear structure, achieved through linguistic tools like transitional words, sentence structure, and clear organization. A.S. Pashkin says, the written language is constantly being enlivened by expressions born conversation but must not give up what it has acquired in the course of centuries. To use the spoken language only means not to know the language. So, ang written language ay dapat magkaroon ng balance sa pagitan ng spoken language at ang mga natatanging characteristics and tradition. Ibig sabihin, ginagamit ang elements ng spoken language para gawin mas vibrant ang pagsulat, while also retaining written language's distinct features.
Good evening, sir. I am Shahada Aijul Fitri. Today, I will be discuss about the cultural and intercultural awareness and sensitivity in communicating ideas. These references highlight the importance of intercultural dimensions on the hope that language learners who thus become intercultural speakers will be successful not only communicating information but also in developing a human relationship with people of other language and culture. So, for the culture awareness, recognizing and understanding your own cultural biases and values to effectively interact with others. Sa intercultural awareness, recognizing and understanding cultural differences to communicate effectively and respectfully with people from diverse backgrounds. So, for cultural sensitivity, being aware of respecting cultural differences to avoid misunderstanding and unintentionally offending others. So, for the communicating ideas, like be respectful and be open-minded. So, for be respectful, show respect for cultural differences and traditions. For be open-minded, be willing to learn from others and adapt your communication style. So,
Example for cultural awareness, respecting traditions. A company acknowledge and respect the traditions of its employees, such as allowing time off for cultural holidays. For example of intercultural awareness, cultural exchange programs. A community organization develops cultural exchange program allowing people from different culture background to share the experience and traditions.
Hello everyone, I'm Sarah Pihanapi and today I will be discuss the cultural appropriateness in communication. Cultural appropriateness in communication, it takes special skills to communicate across these many cultures. Your courtesy and respect help establish a good foundation for effective communication. People respond to courtesy and feel comfortable when they know they have your respect. This helps them to be open and willing to ask questions when they don't understand something. Ang cultural appropriateness in communication ay tumutukoy sa pagiging angkop at sensitibo sa mga pagkakaiba ng kultura sa komunikasyon. Ito rin daw ay nangangahulugan sa pag-unawa at pagrerespeto sa mga norm, halaga at tradisyon sa iba't ibang kultura. At pag-angkop ng estilo ng komunikasyon upang maiwasan ang pagkakamali o pagkakasala. For example, nagpapabuti ng komunikasyon. Ang pagiging angkop sa kultura ay nagpapabuti ng komunikasyon sa pamamagitan ng pag-iwas sa pagkakamali o pagkakasala. Next is, nagpapataas ng respeto. Ang pagiging angkop sa kultura ay nagpapataas ng respeto sa iba't ibang kultura at nagpapakita ng pag-unawa sa kanilang mga tradisyon. Next is, nagpapabuti ng relasyon. Ang pagiging angkop sa kultura ay nagpapabuti ng relasyon sa pagitan ng tao mula sa iba't ibang kultura. Next is, nagpapabuti ng negosyo. Ang pagiging angkop sa kultura ay nagpapabuti ng negosyo sa pamamagitan ng pag-iwas sa pagkakamali o pagkakasala ng maaaring makasira sa reputasyon o kumpanya. Ang cultural appropriateness in communication ay isang mahalagang aspeto ng komunikasyon na dapat isaalang-alang sa mga interaction sa iba't ibang kultura.
Good day everyone, I'm Jimar Asana. So for today, I'm going to tackle about using appropriate terms, expressions, images, and others. Language, expressions, terms, and word meanings differ according to cultural settings. It is therefore important for people to understand language culture of the people. In order to use appropriate terms and expressions apparently, here are some guides for you. So first, slow down when you speak. Dito, dahan-dahan tayo magsalita sa kausap natin. Bigyan natin sila ng oras para maunawaan yung sinasabi natin sa kanila. Para kapag nag-uusap tayo, ay maunawaan nila ito. Next is speak clearly and concisely. So dito naman, kailangan kapag nag-uusap tayo sa kanila, nakikipag-usap tayo sa kanila, kailangan klaro at diretsyo para madaling maintindihan ang sinasabi natin. Next, keep it simple. Dito naman, kailangan natin mas padaliin o iwasan natin yung mga sobrang mahaba yung sinasabi natin. Like, for example, kapag may sinasabi ka na or ini-explain sa kanila, iwasan natin yung mahaba na explanation. Next is maintain respect and courtesy for people who come from different culture. Dito naman magiging magalang at maunawain tayo sa ibang tao na galing pa sa ibang kultura. Kailangan po tayong kailangan natin respetuhin kung saan ba sila nanggaling or kung ano ba ang kultura nila. kung ano ba ang pinanggaling, kung anong kultura ba ang pinanggalingan nila. So, smile and be open. Dito naman, maging mapalangiti tayo sa kausap natin at maging open-minded kung ano man ang sasabihin nila sa atin. Next, iwasan. Next, avoid slang. So, dito, iwasan yung slang. For example, kapag may sinasabi kang slang word na alam mo, na ikaw lamang nang nakakaalam. Dahil sa ibang kultura, ay hindi nila ito ginagamit dahil hindi nila ito nakasanayan. So, next is shun humor. So, dito, iwasan ang hindi mo ka-humor. Like, for example, kapag nagbibiro ka na sa hindi mo ka-humor, kailangan mong umiwas doon. Baka hindi nila hindi sila sanay na magbiro. Next is 8. Adopt a formal communication approach until you develop a rapport with your group. So, dito, gamitin ang formal na yung communication para yung, like for example, sa English, yung kailangan natin gamitin yon para magkaunawaan tayo ng kausap natin. For example, from other country yung kausap natin. So, gagamitin natin yung English language para magkaunawaan tayo. Next is stay away from using negative question or answer. So, iiwasan natin yung mga negative question or answer. So, dito, ang mga salitang may mga hindi na kailangan pang banggitin, kailangan na natin yung iwasan. So, next is ask for feedback. So, dito, kailangan natin humingi ng feedback from doon sa kinakausap natin. Bigyan natin sila ng chance or bigyan natin sila ng chance na magtanong o magsalita tungkol sa atin. Next is summarize what you have said. So, dito is mag-summarize, i-assume or for example, mag-a-assume ka na naintindihan ka na agad. Ulitin niya ito na para siguraduhin na naintindihan niya talaga yung sinasabi mo. So, that's all. Thank you.